Welcome to News Channel 9 Honors Black History Month. I'm Josh Rowe.
And I'm Latricia Thomas. We're here at the Bessie Smith Cultural Center in downtown Chattanooga to talk about the history of Chattanooga, the civil rights struggles here, and also where we are today.
Sure, and what a great backdrop we have here. We step out of the way just a little bit and just kind of show you where we are. You see right here, Bessie Smith, Empress of the Blues, and a lot of great people in music back in that era in the 1920s, from W.C. Handy, the Memphis legend, Ma Rainey, who helped Bessie Smith got her start, Sarah Vaughan, so many great names and great faces from that era, Latricia.
And of course, you know, Bessie Smith was from Chattanooga.
Right.
She grew up here in her younger years where she met Ma Rainey and actually went with her on a traveling show from here. So really Chattanooga gave her her start, and she really brought fame to Chattanooga later on in her career.
Started singing on street corners for just pennies and nickels, and made a huge career, and was known as the Empress of the Blues at the time of her death.
That's right, and it's not only Bessie Smith that the Bessie Smith Cultural Center here celebrates, but also the history of the civil rights movement here in Chattanooga. It used to actually be called the African American Museum, and then it joined with the Bessie Smith Hall to become one organization.
That's right, and as you mentioned, not just this place, but a very interesting event earlier this week over at UTC.
That's right, they talked about the history of change makers in Chattanooga, those who really made a difference in the civil rights struggle. They called it 9 United for Equality, and nearly 300 students and staff at UTC came out to see that documentary that features the stories of struggle here in the scenic city. For some of the UTC students in this auditorium, this is the first time they've heard the stories of their city's past.
We're not all treated equal, won't be treated equal on every hand.
These are the game changers of Chattanooga's own civil rights movement.
I got married in 1971, which was pretty early in this country to be interracially married.
Their stories are all different, but the message the same.
It's an opportunity from this documentary to continue the dialogue, each one reach one type of conversation. Are we going to change the city in a day and a night? Probably not, but it is up to you and I to continue to tell the story. One story, that of Napoleon Donut Williams.
1968, I was the first black detective in the history of the Chattanooga Police Department.
He was an employee, yet he could not arrest a white citizen in this county, in this Hamilton County that is. And that's mind-boggling. You're hired to do a service, protect and serve, but yet you're not allowed to arrest.
I didn't get promoted until Dr. King got killed. 4 days later, they promoted me. All white detective division.
He is here today to continue the fight. That's one of the phenomenal things that the young people today do not know. You see officers drive up and down the street and you think they could arrest anybody, but when he was hired, that was not the case here in Chattanooga, Tennessee.
And while so much has changed since that time, the goal for this group is to make sure this history does not repeat itself.
This is important because history is important, no matter what people say. I know it's in the past, but we learn from the past, we grow from the past. And if we don't do anything with the past, if we just forget it, we're bound to repeat the same mistakes.
And you know, one of the other people featured in that documentary said, "I got it in my head to make a change and I set out to make it happen." So many stories, such a great thing for the students and the staff at UTC to be able to see.
Absolutely.